Creativity with DA3 Live. Today we're going to be working inside of Oculus Medium, and what we're going to do is try to make this creature here. This is the monster from Stranger Things. We're going to use kind of this modeling program to ideally model a creature, and we're going to be working on putting the character in a T-pose so that we can hopefully animate and rig this character later on. But we're going to make it right here inside of Oculus Medium. So I'm going to throw on the goggles or the headset and we'll just start modeling. So let's do our thing. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, I'm Alan III. Let's get into it. Alright, so I was having troubles with the previous upload getting the reference images. Getting the reference images in here. Alright, so we're in here. It's the Halloween season, so this is actually my Halloween costume that we have on. It's from My Hero Academia. It's an awesome anime series. I highly recommend it to just about anybody who is a fan of anime. I'm going to turn on mirroring. Let's see, where's the mirroring? Oh! Alright, so that's the axis. We're going to rotate this and kind of bring it all in together. This is the center of my world here. Okay, so this is mirrored. Cool, so our creature looks pretty creepy. I'm going to focus on getting it in a T-pose. So let's just kind of block it out. So we kind of got these weird shoulder looking things. And we got these kind of skinny torso region going on here. We're just kind of blocking out the shapes of the torso, kind of just real generic, just kind of filling it in. We're not focused on details at this point. We just want to get the basic form. I'm just gonna connect this body. All right, so the arms are pretty long. If I had to guess, I mean, these things kind of go out here. They're very muscular looking, but they're thinner, so I might need to thin this out. Let's see, where's a good spot for an elbow? That's like a good elbow region here. And then the arm kind of keeps shooting out. I'll make it a little bit thinner at this point, so we're just gonna thin that out. Get this arm going on to here. And then the claws. So I know this creature looks like they only have 4 fingers. Wait, 1, 2, yeah, it's got 4 fingers, so I'm just gonna make some, I think they have tapering turned on here. Just gonna kind of just make these very rough here. Oh, looks like its second finger's pretty elongated, so let's get this thumb. Looks like a sharp kind of thumb thing going on here. Is that a thumb? If I was putting my hand in a T-pose, would it look all creepy like that? I hope not. Alright, I'm just going to curve these fingers in here and 4. Oh, now it has 5 fingers. That's fine. Okay. No, it's not. I'm going to take that back. It's going to rotate the hand. I'm just imagining my hand itself, you know, as it kind of comes in here, the pinky, maybe something like this. Its hand got a long wrist, so I might want to just make a little wrist bump here. Alright, let's return this back to over here. It's looking giant. I'm going to scale it down to about the size it would be in real life. So imagine if I was standing in front of this thing. You got this head right here, arms a little bit further over there. Yeah, this would be pretty terrifying to encounter. Let's continue on though. Let's give it a little bit of a spine muscle back thing going on here, as well as a torso. Okay, great. Got this kind of almost like a suit of armor. The legs, I don't have much detail on what the legs look like other than that one leg there. So mostly looks humanoid-esque. So I'm just going to kind of follow just a basic structure. Does it have a butt? A bottom? I don't know. Can't tell yet. Just kind of give it some generics. It's kind of sculpting in this creature. Let's see how tall this guy is if he was standing in front of me proportionally. It looks about like the right height. I'm going to grab the foot here. I'm guessing the foot's also claws. So I'm just going to make a general foot shape. And I forgot to say, we can hold this shift button. This is this trigger right here. And then it turns our brush into like a spray can. And what's cool about the spray can is it sprays on smoothness, at least in this case. So I can kind of spray on some geometry and then smooth it out in the edges here. You know, kind of give them a little bit of mass here and just fan it out. This is a great way to just add some I don't know, variation. Let's give them a nice little ball of the foot and a ball there and just smooth them out. And we can subtract geometry out and smooth it out. Let's see, the foot, I'm going to subtract this out and smooth it out. It's kind of the routine I like to do. What's also cool is the diameter of your spray brush increases the size based on how far away you are from it. So right now this thing's about the size, maybe like a small flagpole. And I have this giant foot in front of me that we're sculpting. So I can kind of subtract some material out of there. I would think a really good thing that you can do to practice drawing in virtual reality is to take an anatomy class. See how bones and structures are formed. I actually am strongly considering taking an anatomy course so I can increase my abilities in 3D modeling, because it would help if you know where muscles go so that you're able to make it realistic. I'm going to smooth out some of those points right here, smooth out behind the leg. Okay, got these giant feet. Let's see. Okay, so the feet might be too big proportionally speaking, so we're going to switch it to a inflate tool. But if we do the opposite of inflate, oops, it should shrink it. Is it doing it? Am I losing my mind? Is it not? It doesn't look like it's doing anything. Inflate, deflate, inflate, inflate does that. Deflate. Oh, it's a very subtle curve. All right, so you got to be more gradual with it. Okay, that is shrinking it. Just to see A, B it. Oh yeah, it's totally shrinking it. A, B, A, B. All right, I'll shrink the ball of the foot as well. Make it a little bit skinnier. So go back to our clay brush and subtract some of this geometry around the ankle. And maybe the ball of the foot's a little too massive there. I'm just going to smooth it out. I love the spray sound that it makes. It's very ASMR, is that what it's called? All right, now let's look at the torso in more detail. So it looks like we got this kind of rib cage thing that's fallen out over our model. That's cool. So let's get in real close and personal, and we're going to start smoothing out the torso to kind of bring out those details. Make sure that when you work in virtual reality on art stuff, you want to make sure that things in your room are kind of spaced out safely away from you. So I think there's a mode in here called apply to surface. Let me see, is that a thing? Did they take that out? Oh yeah, surface. So what's cool about this is I can kind of stand back here and kind of carve out the shape looking at that reference image and kind of just bring that around here. And I can even expand the brush here. It's just another way of applying material. And we can kind of smooth it out in certain spots. And then I can push this in and then smooth it out. I might turn down the strength of the smoothness since it seems to be like really taking a lot of the geometry away, or like it almost oversimplifies. I'm just going to do that. Let's bring some geometry back in. It's like his guts are kind of sticking out here into the abdomen region. And then it smooths out towards the legs and the groin. Yeah, so just kind of smooth out. Just give him some more muscles there. And kind of just connections, and just kind of add some more bumps. All right, now his chest isn't as bulky as I have it here, so I'm actually going to go back to just regular, turn off the surface tool. What we can do is start to create those differences in the chest plates almost. So I'm just going to smooth out these chest plates, create a little crevice, and then just kind of add some material back in. Okay, very good. And we'll just subtract some stuff out of here and smooth it out. And do another subtraction and smooth it out. Cool. Alright, so just do some more subtraction, smooth it out. I'm going to shrink down the... I guess I'm getting a little too detailed for now, but I can't help it. It's fun. It's fun to do the details sometimes. I usually like to kind of do less details up front, since you don't know how much you're gonna change the geometry of your character. All right, so right now we're inside this rib cage kind of region. I'm gonna leave like a little bit of skin in there, untouched. We got this kind of space in here that really needs like a ridge, so I'm gonna kind of pop it in there, and then we can kind of go back and subtract little areas out and then just smooth them out. Okay. Looks like the ribs have a little bit more deviations, so I'm just going to kind of add a little bit more of these almost like muscle fibers into the abdomen region of the character. But we don't want it to look like the guts, because it seems like that's skin still. It's just creepy looking skin, but it's still skin, so we don't want it to have like too much texture in there. Okay, let's see what the groin region is. You can kind of just grab the leg here, and I'm just going to smooth this out. All right, it's huge. All right, so let's bring this in front. So let's try looking at the chest. This is a little bit too much carved in. I'm going to kind of use it as a reference image. Now this is the size of like a large stuffed animal in front of me. So what I'm going to do is kind of block out what I need is kind of these like angular muscle fibers, and like the chest. And it looks like this isn't as deep of a crevice, so I'm just going to fill in that. We'll be working on the neck on a separate layer pretty soon. I'm saving that for a different layer because I'm probably going to want to rotate it around. Okay. There's some weird spiky thing, or it's like a weird kind of collarbone thing going up here. And it looks like the collarbone, yeah, kind of connects to the arm here. Huh, that's an interesting decision for evolution to take. That's cool. Doing its thing. Making some interesting shapes for us to carve out. And it kind of goes up a little bit spiked and kind of curves in. This kind of dips down a little bit more, so I might just go here and then subtract this part out. What's nice about Oculus Medium is it does such a good job at working with a lot of polygons. I mean, it's like this would be kind of tough for most kind of tasks to do. I'm gonna make this little thing here and just kind of shoot this up in here, and yeah, how's that? Okay. Now we'll maybe start working on the neck pretty soon. Let me see. I think we need these to be a little more carved out, so I'm going to open up the, I guess these are like the, I don't know what this is. I don't know what part of the body this is. But it's definitely very carved out in the model that I'm referencing, so we want to make sure that we're staying true to that character. You notice that I like to look, back and forth at the model quite a lot, because it's easy to kind of get in your own zone, but since I'm trying to make this look like something that is recognizable to fans of Stranger Things, I want to make sure that I can get it as close to things that I see on model. I'm happy to improvise, but that's got to be after we get the core stuff, where if someone saw it right away, they would say, oh, Stranger Things. All right, let's get some of the muscle mass here and kind of just expand this out. And these don't dip in as much as these kind of come together. So let's kind of bring these in, and we can actually use our move tool to kind of just shape it how we need it to be. Give them some abs. Okay. Just assumed the gender of this creature. It's a them for now. I don't see any signs of biological gender. It's just a mass of cells for now. Okay, let's grab clay and let's see how we're doing with the chest. From a glance, I might think it's associated. We're definitely going to need maybe not as strong. We want it to look a little bit skinnier, so I'm going to go to the arms, for example, and we're going to use the inverse of inflating. We're going to deflate. We're going to shrink these arms down. Give them some more weak, scrawny, especially right here in this middle region. It looks like this is going to be really thin. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to do the same to here as well. Great. Looking at the legs actually have a pretty decent amount of mass in them, but I might still want to make them a little bit thinner around some of the joints to kind of accentuate the shapes. So I'm just going to make it a little bit thinner. And there, we're just using the pinch tool, or not the pinch, this is the inflate tool when we hold shift on it, and it's deflating our geometry. Okay. I don't know what his feet look like. I don't have good reference images of his feet, so I might just improvise them. I don't think we're going to be looking at the feet too much. Let's see, how's those ribs doing? Might want to make these little collarbones a little bit more massive. So let's kind of bring it in and go a little up and a little down. Oh, but I have to imagine if the arm was expanded outwards, like this one, kind of just goes over the shoulder here. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit. The arms aren't as lumpy as I have them here. Spraying it with some smoothness here is always great. Just smoothing it out, smoothing out the transitions. Let's make this hand a little bit creepier. I'm gonna kind of carve it out here. I guess, I don't know, it doesn't look creepy. It just looks deformed, but not creepy. I don't want to bend the character around too much because it might make my rigging software struggle. So I want to keep them in as much of a T-pose as I possibly can, but we will need to eventually make some decisions about the nature of this character's skeletal structure. Cool. Alright, let's work on the thing that I think is really going to define this character, and that's the head. I'm going to do that on a separate layer, but for this one I want to just put a placeholder for my rigging software. So I'm going to say the head's roughly here. Is that going to make it hard to rig? Let me see. Or I just got to make like a little... I don't want to merge it, it's the same layer. I'm just looking at my reference images. Creepy faces. Giving me nightmares. Alright, I'm just going to put this kind of tiny neck thing here. Oh, that's what we can do. We can do the neck on here as my reference. So for the neck, what has a good neck here? Oh, there's a lot of fibers. A lot of tendons are kind of connecting up this neck, so I'm gonna kind of make all these little fibers going in and around. I'm leaving them pretty parallel for now, but you know, we can change that if we need to. Kind of just sweeping in, almost like flicking my wrist to make that neck. Okay. Cool, I'm gonna go in with my subtraction brush and we're just gonna subtract some of these out and then smooth it. Very softly though. Just kind of subtracting. Just making it a little bit stringier. Yeah, there we go, all stringy. Sweet. Looking creepy. Alright, let's do a new layer. And why we're doing a new layer is I want to be able to move the head separately. So this is on layer 2 now. And now we're going to make this iconic face. So, you know, get creeped out. It's already creepy just seeing in the background here, but now it's going to get extra creepy because we're going to have it like floating in 3D space. I guess we'll go from the open state. So roughly we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little regions to worry about. This one's kind of got like a little point at the top. And then don't worry about the shapes yet, we just need a rough shape. And then this one's got like a, I don't know, a shape kind of like that going on. Yep, I guess that's a thing. I'll work on this as well. And we'll just smooth some of this out. back of the head looks like. Oh, it looks like it kind of goes to like a nubby shape. Yeah. All right. Next we're gonna make these next kind of like face flaps. I'm gonna get in close. Oops, leave that there. I'm gonna get in real close. We're gonna make the brush a little bit smaller. And if I had to judge the shape, it kind of goes out and kind of fans together. So let me just go bloop. Too wide. Or not wide enough, sorry. Alright. Alright, smooth that out. Face flaps. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more mass in the back of the head here and smooth it out, just kind of rounding the shape of this creature off. Whee! It looks like a happy sunflower until it eats your face off. Alright, we're going to subtract out this creepy mouth. We'll work on teeth shortly, but we got to make this, looks like it goes down the neck. So down the neck. We're in the mouth of the Stranger Things creature. Not a space you want to be in for too long, since it's just creepy in there. And we're going to smooth out the opening. Cool. We're going to also kind of dip into these parts. Looks like these also have the, oh, made a hole. Let's patch that up. There we go. And subtract it. There we go. Smooth it. Oh, made another hole. Oh, made a wider problem. Let's add some mass to the back of the face flaps and smooth it out. Smooth-a-doove. Ba-bam, ba-bam. Then we're going to subtract it, make it a little bit sharper on the edges and smooth it out. Whee! I love Oculus Medium. This is cool. Smooth out. This is like something I would never be able to do in ZBrush. At least like just flip it upside down like this and just work. Well, I mean, I lied. You can do that in ZBrush, but I think it's a lot more fun here for now. Just kind of push that there, make this, patch up this hole, keep doing that. Smooth it out, smooth it, smooth it, smooth it. Cool. Alright, the mouth also has these kind of little ridges in here that kind of go into the center divide. Alright, let's kind of subtract some of this out of here and smooth it out. Flappity flaps, sweep doop 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 doop. Smooth it out. All right. Dun 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 dun. Stranger Things coming together. Subtraction, smoothing it out. That's what this was all about. How do you subtract and then smooth? Can you hang? Can you do that? If you can subtract things, creating good negative space, and then smooth it out, then you are set to start modeling in here. Just going to add some more volume to the edges, and then again, you know me, smooth it out. Looking around to add a little bit more of a flap here. Subtract, smooth. Oops, too smooth. Let's get in a little bit closer. What's nice is like the closer you get, I kind of said this before, but I'll say it again. The closer you get to your model, the more precise your smoother gets. So, for example, if I went really wide, you see the circle of influence? It's going to smooth out all that, and that's too much. So we can just backspace it. But if we get all close, we can just smooth out just this part. You know, we can just work on exactly what we need. I'm going to scoop out some more of this material. Oh, too much. Scoop out a little bit of it carefully and then smooth it out. We have mirroring turned on still. All right, let's look at that top flap. This top flippity flap. We're going to subtract. Or first let me add some mass in the back there. And then we're going to just subtract and smooth. Subtract. Oops. Subtract. and smooth. And subtract and smooth. And then we'll add a little bit more precise subtractions, getting all close. Yep. And we'll smooth out some of that on the inside here. And looks like this goes all the way up to the top, so we can kind of really open up the top of the mouth of this creature. Wow, this is creepy. I'm like standing in its freaking giant mouth face hole. I'm going to just place that here. Alright, we're going to give it a little bit of an edge here. Kind of just going around and then smoothing it out. Oh, too smooth. Smoothing it out softly. Alright. What we doing? Alright, next thing we're going to add these kind of rings that go around the inside of the mouth. So, yeah. Actually, well, for that one, I'm going to use the, which tool was it? I'll use the surfacer. And this will kind of, let me spray that. Cool, we're just going to spray the inside, get some rings going on here. Whee! I had too much fun, that didn't look correct. So, let's kind of get that stroke, you know, map it out. I'm going to do this shape, I'm going to do that shape, right? And then click and spray. Whee! There we go. Let's see how many of those there should do. We should do another one up here. Let's kind of practice our curve. I'm going to do that kind of shape. And let's do it. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Let's do the same thing here. I'm just going to add some mask to these edges. Kind of spraying from afar. Let's make it a little bit wider. There we go. Oop, too wide. Oh, these are looking weak. Moves are weak. Subtract. Smooth it out. And oh, look at that. These ones don't open to the weird shape that I have. They actually kind of go to a point. So I'm going to make this tinier. And we're just going to do some big overarching shifting and adjusting to this. Oh, and actually this kind of opens up as well. It was a little off here. Off model. Don't want to do that. Just gotta spray it all together. Get this all subtracted out. Get a chunk of that out of there. For blam. Smooth it. Smooth it. And let's increase this to a point. And let's check out the back. Make sure it's looking right. Wow. Ooh. Okay. And we'll subtract out of the, oh, too far. Let's go right up to here. And smooth it all out. Smoothie, smoothie, smooth. Too smooth. Oh, hello. Just had a little glitch. Let's see, where are my sensors at? One day, the tracking will be on point. Inside out tracking. They kind of have that with Oculus Quest. I think it'd be really cool to model in Oculus Quest since you'd be not tethered. But I wonder how many polygons it could really handle if you're not plugged into a good machine. Alright, let's turn this into a sharp little point and then smooth it out. Okay. Now that looks kind of like the Stranger Things monster. Let's look at the back of the head. Maybe a little bit too pointed. Might just round it off a bit. And maybe make it a little bit bigger. Smooth it out. We don't want any butt heads. We gotta smooth out any cracks. Make sure that you don't have a butt head. There we go. No butt head. All right. Cool. Cool. Let's give him some ribs. Yeah, let's give him some ribs. I'm going to do it on the body layer. So I see taking a little break from the face. So let's go to our layers. Where's our layer manager? Oh, you're all the way over here. Come here. Let's add another, oh no, let's return to this layer. And we'll go in and give them some ribs. Ribby ribs. Well, that's not really a rib, it's kind of like a, I don't know. It's not a rib. I don't know, it's just wiry looking stuff. We're gonna do the same thing here, just give them some wiry muscles. I need to work on my ability to sculpt elbows. They never look right. But, yeah, we learn by practicing. That's really the only way you can get better at stuff. You know, I could just hate on the elbows all the time, or we can just practice. It's easier just to hate on it for sure, but that you don't actually get better at making elbows if you do that. Just kind of waste your time. Okay. I think I need the opening to be a little bit bigger. Let's go back to the head, and we're going to carve out a wider opening in the mouth. Uh-oh. Just cut an opening in the jaw. Not good. Not a good look for you. Let's kind of just connect this in here. And smooth out the transition. Oops, still an opening. Eee. Okay, look at that. There we go. Now we're in the jaw. I'm going to subtract some of this. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's the head placeholder I need. Dang, I really would rather not use that, but I do need it. So let's just kind of place my head here. It's a placeholder. I'm not going to really use it for much, other than it's just a placeholder. But I totally need it. Okay, I'm just going to do that. This is looking pretty accurate. Might want to make the neck cavities a little bit less intense, but that's fine. And then also might want to make the muscles a little bit less scrawny in here. Which layer are we on? Oh yeah, we're on this layer. Cool. So let's just kind of make a little bit more muscle mass here and just smooth out some of the transitions. And then we'll just kind of curve it up in there. Yeah, that looks better. And this is a little lumpy here. I'm just going to subtract a little bit of that out and then smooth it out. Look at that poster. And what do we need? Oh yeah, I want to fill in a little bit more on the neck here. Cool. All right. Whew. Ugh, okay. Legs. Let's work a little bit more on the legs. Kind of neglected them here. As you can tell, there's not as much crevices and stuff. So I'm just going to subtract a little bit here, smooth it out, kind of just create some weirdness, some strangeness to the legs. More details. All right, how are these knees doing? Don't know if he's got a little bump on the side of the knee like that, but if he does, cool. If he doesn't, maybe just you and me are going to notice that bump on the side of the knee. Does he have? No, not really. I'm going to subtract it out. Let's see how the shins... Oh, actually, it's got pretty good muscle mass on the back of the calf here. So let's actually make a better calf. I mean, this thing, it does have a lot of muscle mass up top. It's a pretty big creature. So that muscle's got to, you know, its body has to support that weight at some point. So we got to add this thick calf to support the weight of this creature. I'm just smoothing it out here. Smooth it out. Woo! Tendons. Now I feel like we've not neglected the feet as much, or the legs as much. Still don't think it looks all correct, but in fact these feet look quite backwards. I feel like the weight would be distributed more to this side since the feet are kind of fanned out a little bit. So let's kind of just add some weight to the foot, press down here. And then we can kind of take away a little bit of that muscle on this side of the foot. Oops, subtract a little bit too much there. Ooh. The ball of the foot is literally a ball. No one's gonna see this. Why am I doing the bottom of the foot with this much detail? It's not needed. Okay. Whew, let's see. Groin, can move the hips nicely, that would be all right. Might give a little bit more muscle mass to the glutes. And then we'll just smooth out some of that transition. We still want the character to look kind of fleshy, which I think it does. Yeah. Cool, and that looks kind of fleshed out. We'll open this up and just do a little bump in there as well. Bump in. Let's go underneath the groin. Oh, actually, let's see the back. Not looking too good. I actually probably ignored the back the whole time until right now. So let's just make it a little bit scrawnier on the insides here. It's kind of just shaving away a little bit, and then we're smoothing out some of these nuances. Definitely going to give them a nice spine, nice little bumpy spine. But I'm first going to subtract some of that away to kind of create these, what are the shoulder blades? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Alright, so let's kind of be on this back here. I need to feel my shoulder blade. Alright, so that's about this shape. Yeah, kind of feels like that. And they go a little bit out here. It looks like my ribs are right about here, so let's kind of just add some of those back in there. Okay, I'm just gonna just add a little bit smoother there. Shoulder moves. If I had it pointed that way, I guess it kind of digs in a little bit more. All right, and then let's kind of give them a spine. Oops, too much. All right, just kind of subtracting some of these things. We want like a lot of kind of deeper crevices in the character because that's what they look like. So I'm just gonna add some bumpy bumps. Vertebrae. Whee! Subtract, subtract, smooth, subtract, smooth. Ew. Ew, I don't like that. Whee! This back, I'm not feeling the back. I want to get to a spot where I'm feeling better about the back. I guess there's like a hip thing. We have hip bones kind of set back in here. I guess there's just a muscle that kind of goes right here to connect to your spine. Subtracting a little bit of this mess here. And smooth it. Boom, boom, boom. Smooth, 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 smooth. All right. Now that's the back of a monster, hopefully. Might just add a little bit more mass to this shoulder blade because have it kind of point in this way. Smooth it. Smooth it. So smooth. And then there's a muscle that goes right here. I think it's called the lat. It goes kind of down the side of your armpit. So just want to make a little bit of a lat right there. All right. Cool. That's looking strange. let's give him some claws on his feet. I don't know how many. I'm just gonna go with 3. All right, so we're on the right layer, and we're just gonna carve out on this foot a couple of big old claws. So actually, you know what we have? We literally have a claw tool. Well, we have a lot of human anatomy, mechanical. I think it's an organic shape. Yeah, we go. Yeah, we can use one of these. It looks like a good. That looks like a good toenail for this creature. Let's expand that out, and I'm kind of placing this roughly where I want it to go. I'll need to smooth out the bottom afterwards, but let's kind of just place it here. Let's do another one right up there. Wow, I feel like it was going to poke me in the eye. And let's do another one there. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Let's wow, we can actually use this to paint. I forgot. We're using a claw to paint. That's hilarious. The future is now. Whee! Smooth it. Okay. Let's see. My foot has an arch. Let me see. That's my left foot. I gotta feel it out. Oh, okay. So it goes a little bit wider here. I guess I have a wide foot. Let me see. I can feel on my foot. I think there's like more of a ball right here. Anatomy. Anatomy. That looks more foot-like. I'm also going to switch this back to a circle tool. And I'm just going to add a little bit of a ridge around the toes for some visual separation. Normally I would do that on a separate layer, but my rigging software will screw up if I do that. So everything's got to be combined that I need it to move together. Wow, look at those massive calves compared to like the no strength in those knees and thighs. So let's just add a little bit of muscle strength here. Woo! Circling, circling, smoothing. There we go. It's a little bit better. The knees still look pretty giant, but I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. It's looking all right. Oh, we gotta add sharp stuff, sharp things to the face. Whew. All right, I'll do that one on a separate layer since I think I'm gonna have to parent the teeth later. Let me see, what do the teeth look like? Oh wow, they're everywhere. Oh man, this thing's got teeth for days. Okay, well, let's speed up the things. Let's use this as a tooth. Yeah, and I'm going to switch this from a continuous to a single shot. Yeah, and I guess we're on a new layer, right? Let me double check. That's layer 2. What's layer 1? Oh, layer 1 is the body and the feet. Layer 2 is the head, and layer 3 is empty. But we will paint. Ooh, we can look inside the mouth. This is hilarious. I'm looking inside the mouth as reference. This is crazy. Oh, it's this little antler on it. Let's not do that. We'll use this as a tooth instead. And I'm going to rotate around it. And we're just gonna, it's too thin. I might need to up the amount of resolution of this layer, so I'm gonna increase the res. There we go, so now we have a little bit higher resolution so we can get some of these shapes back in here. And we're just gonna paint along the inside of the mouth, making these creepy, spiky spike teeth. Spiking around. All spiky. Next layer, it's like a shark. Oh, actually, what am I doing? I can just rotate the model. Why am I rotating my arm all uncomfortably? This is the future. of 3D modeling. Whee. Alright, so we're just kind of going around the inside of the mouth of this creature here, and we are adding these teeth. We always want it to point inwards, I think. Yeah, all those are pointed inward. Man, that's a creepy creature. God, I would hate to be in here. That's awful. I have more empathy for the characters in the movie, in the show now. That would suck to have to deal with a creature that has this naturally. I mean, what do? You're stuck with these spiky teeth things? It's awful. Okay, we're gonna add a bunch of them in here as well. Spike, 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 spike. Cool. Oh crap, the head's not parallel. Alright, just so I avoid any more issues, I'm gonna turn off mirroring since that caused some problems right now. So now we'll have to just do this on both sides, but that's okay. I kind of want some variation anyway. And I think the eyeballs of this character are going to go to the face anyway. So I think it's okay if there's some asymmetry here, or I think we should totally have asymmetry to make the character a little bit more believable. And I mean, a lot of things in nature are symmetrical, but they have usually some form of asymmetry. So I'm just going to add these little spiky spikes. Alright, looking good. I guess we've got to add some more in here. These are probably a little bit wider flaps on the head. I'm going to go to that layer actually, and we're going to grab that transform tool. Now I have to be careful with the transform tool, the move tool, since it kind of also loses your resolution of your... When you use it too much, it kind of really screws up your model. So I'm going to try to make it as small as possible to kind of just widen the space for me to fill in some teeth here. Theirs is really wide, so I'm going to go a little bit, or a lot wider, I mean. And again, this is just adding asymmetry. Now, one problem I haven't solved for yet is when I animate this, I want the flaps to be moving. And I have a fear that I'm going to have to do a crazy rig, a crazy custom rig to get this to move like it does in the show. And that's going to be fun, but at least the body is bipedal, humanoid-esque, so I'll rig it a normal way there. Oh, that's weird. It moves the teeth. Uh-oh. Are those in the same layer? Oh, no. Let me double check. Oh, no. They're on a separate layer. Yeah, there we go. Layer 3. Cool. Cool. For fun, yeah, let's continue adding some teeth. I gotta go pretty soon. Gotta meet a friend that I only know through Instagram. That's this awesome artist that I've collaborated with a couple times. Their Instagram name is FVCK Render. I've been pronouncing it like the derogatory word way, but I don't want this YouTube video to get deleted. So I'm gonna try not to say that word, although it's his name, and I have nothing against the word usage at all. Oops. Okay. And let's go here. Alright, now that looks like the Stranger Things monster. Oh wait, there's little bumps. Little bumps, what am I doing? Hold on, we need to add those bumps. So we got the teeth. Oh, you know what we need? Whoa, what the hell? I'm gonna hide the body real quick. Sounds really bad, but we're just gonna hit this eyeball to hide the body. Where's the hide the body button? There we go. So I just need to see down this neck. I'm gonna go inside the neck, make it about the size of this room, and we're just gonna add some spikes along the wall. I'm actually gonna increase the resolution again of these. There we go. Ah, spiky face. Spiky spike. Spike. Spiky. Let's get out of that mouth. Cool. I guess we should add some more along this back wall. it's freaking me out actually a little bit. Cool. Rawr. Yeah. Alright, let's bring the body back. Cool. Wow, I think this looks like, oh, let's work on the hands. Sorry, I ignored the hands again. I have this habit of just diving into one area when I get super focused and then just totally forgetting about other important regions. So let's go on to that. We're on the right layer, right? Let me see. Yeah, we're on the body layer. Let's work on this arm again. Armageddon. Arm schmarm. We're going to just kind of add a little bit of bumpiness and set this to continuous strokes. Oops. Huh, I think I also want to get better at making arms. I don't like the arm that I made here, but I'm learning. So it's okay, but at the same time, I want to do better. What is an... Try to look at my own arm. Okay. Stranger Things. Cool, and this T-pose should work. I guess we probably just need to do a little bit of better molding here. Just to kind of bridge the two worlds together a little bit better. Actually, I'm going to increase the res of this too. Oh, that's cool, gives you a preview. Oh, wow. Nice. There's more polygons, which means more space for details, but also makes your file sizes much larger. So it's a trade-off. But I think we're at an okay point for doing some more details. Alright, what does the side of the head look like? Oh, I guess it's not perfectly smooth like this. There's some divots, like the Dusty divot in Fortnite. I'm gonna make some divots. Divot. Striations. Striation. Oops. Oh crap, went too far. Striation. Smooth it out. Smooth. Alright. Smooth. Alright. Bumpy head. Good, 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 good. Nice and bizarre and strange and just a total weird thing. Stranger Things was born. Okay, so that looks like the rah, 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 rah. It's like making your own action figure and then playing with it. Whew, how we doing? Arm. Just gotta see, I don't like these knees, man. These knees need help. They need milk for bones or something. They need milk. They need to get some milk. Get your kneecap on here. Oh! Get a little bit wider here. There we go. Cool, so we just got some asymmetry in there. I guess we could just add a little bit of different muscle groups here. Oops, getting a phone call. Hold up. VR break. Hey, what's up, Dad? I'm doing a live stream right now in VR, but can I call you back? No way! Wow. All right, thank you so much. I'll talk to you later, Dad. Love you. All right, bye-bye. Wow. So there was a scholarship I got a long time ago before I got into college, and then the money never came. And we just found out that the company had some troubles financing their scholarships. Kind of promised a lot of people a lot of things that didn't happen. But right now, years after college, they're saying that they can send over the scholarship money. That's cool. Oh, I'm in the right layer? Yep. And let's give these hips. Actually, I might want to turn mirroring back on. Hips, 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 hips. Hips don't lie. Oh, I covered that area. Subtraction. These kind of like turn into like little pockets. So we want to keep that subtracted out here. Striations. Living it. Living it. Living the love. Sculpting. Oops. Ooh, too wiry. Too wiry. Let's kind of just do that and then do another one. Oh, the muscles kind of fan out. I don't want them to look like ribs, but it has this kind of stringy texture. Do I dare up the sample size? No. Let's work with the polygons we have. I don't want to make this file size too gigantic. Oh, we should save though. Let's do that. Save. Saving. I still don't remember how to save quickly. Oh wait, it's the yellow button. We hold it and then we hit save. Let's make sure we're at a good angle. Hit save. Oh, it's untitled. We'll call this STRANGER, Stranger Things. Wow, it's so weird to type like this. It's like these two things, I don't know, THIN, I can't spell. You know, it's not one of my strengths, so I like to focus on my strengths. Stranger Things, enter. Stranger Things, cool, and save. All right, cool, that saved really quickly. All right, that looks like him. Now you're probably noticing, hey, where's the textures? Don't worry, I do texturing in a different program because I wasn't too pleased with the texturing I got out of here, but maybe it's because I just need to learn it a little bit better. But I'll texture in a different program. But yeah, there we go. Stranger Things. Alright, actually I'm gonna make this life size and freak me out real quick. There we go. So it's just standing right there. It looks like it just wants a big hug. Here you go. If it came to life right now, I'd actually be really terrified. So just be real careful. There you go. There you go, big guy. Okay. All right, well, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching Creativity with DA3 Live. As always, have a creative and productive day or night. Let's see what time it is. Time to go. All right, that's what I'm going to do. That's all. Bye-bye. Oh, maybe I should check YouTube things. Checking the buttons. And nothing to check. Looks good. All right. Bye-bye.